Dear participants, in previous session also we discussed some of the important metrics related to the employee development. So, our focus was on error matrix and how you can develop the employee development plan by analyzing the errors that are taking place within the organization. So, now we will learn few more matrices so that you can develop the better employee development plan within the organization. So, let us start with what we will learn in this session. So, in this session we will learn four things. First is employee need assessment matrix. So, how the employees need for the development should be assessed within the organizations. What is the mechanism, how you can organize the data, right? So, that is what we will understand. Second thing, that coach performance analysis, how we should analyze the performance of the coach, right? So, that is what we can discuss. The same way mentor performance analysis. So, coaching and mentoring both are the employee development activities. So, how we should measure the performance of the coach whoever is giving the coaching, and how we should measure the performance of mentor, right. So, this basic difference about coaching and mentoring you would have learned. So, we will not discuss about what is the difference. And next important thing that we should understand, what are the outcomes of coaching and mentoring session, right. So, if somebody is giving the coaching to the individual, then what are the outcomes, and if mentoring also, then what are the outcomes. So, how the analysis of this coaching and mentoring outcome should be done. So, these are the four things that we will learn in this session. So, let us start with employee need assessment matrix, right. So, for assessing the employee need in the organization, I always suggest for the development, for specifically I am talking about the development, we should go for 360 feedback. So, feedback from self, right. So, what is the rating for the self? So, here what you can do, here you can write the skills which you are. So, decision making, right. So, decision making is a skill, right. Ability to handle the customer, if I right. So, ability to handle the customer, right, dealing with peers, guiding the subordinate, right, working with supervisor, right. So, that is how you can make a list of all those skills, right, and then you can ask him to give a self rating, right. So, for a self rating, for any kind of rating that you can develop 1 to 7, 1 to 10, 1 to 5. So, any interval scale that you can take to rate these skills 1 to 5, 1 to 7, 1 to 10, because ultimately you have to calculate the average and then you have to understand. So, for the all scales, what is the self rating, right, and then for the same skills, what is the average of peers. So, if let us assume in his team 5 people are coming, so what is the 5 people's rating? So, 5 people have given the rating. So, now you can average that rating and you can put it here for these particular skills. And then what is the rating of the supervisor? What is the rating of the supervisor? So, under whom that person is working, then you can take the rating from that person. So, if organization is having the matrix structure, so in that case multiple supervisor may be there, that multiple reporting head may be there. So, in that case you can take the rating from the multiple supervisors and then average it. If single supervisor is there, then you can take the single supervisor rating and then average subordinate rating. So, the moment you will get these ratings for the particular skills related to the individual, right, or department wise, that you can say if you want to highlight the weaknesses of the department and strength of the department. So, whatever work that department does, for that also you can do this rating analysis. 360 feedback you can take for the department also, ki how this particular department is performing, right. So, once you will collect these all ratings, you arrange these all ratings. Again I always say department wise, age wise, gender wise, right? These all ratings that you can arrange. So whichever rating is having the higher level of mismatch, right? So somebody is giving here, let us take 1 to 10 is there, and for one particular skill one individual is giving 10 out of 10, right? Average peer rating is 4, supervisor rating is 3.8, and subordinate rating is 3.7, right? So in this case you need to do the analysis, right? But there is much problem is not there, because most of the people are saying this person is below average for this particular skill. So in this case you need to identify why this problem is there. So if you remember, in the previous session we discussed a low confidence error and high confidence error. So in this case employees are likely to commit high confidence error, because that person is very confident about his skill, but peers are not. So this person is very confident, so that person will take a decision about, whenever that person in a situation, he will take a decision, he will do the same activity about which he is confident, right? But reality is that person is not capable of doing that particular job. So when you are not capable of doing that particular job, you will make a mistake, you will make a error, right? So such kind of error may come. So when you are doing this skill rating analysis, through this also you can predict when person is likely to make high confidence error and when person is likely to make low confidence error. If I reverse the situation, here person also gives the rating of 5, right, for one particular skill. So in this case you can predict this person will make a low confidence error, right? So low confidence error. So if you have this rating with you for the various skills, right, so you know in which situation that person is going to make low confidence error, in which situation that person is going to make the high confidence error. So that is what you can analyze through this. This is the one analysis that you can do it. Second analysis that you can do it, you can, if you want to understand how the workplace power and politics is there. So if person is rating for one any skills, person is rating 6, peer rating is also 6.5, right, and supervisor rating is just 1, and subordinate rating is close to 5.5, right. So here clearly you can see that the supervisor is doing something. So this is the case that you need to investigate. So all things are right in the organization or not. So such kind of variation that you can analyze in the organization, person wise, department wise, you can do the analysis of such kind of rating, and from these rating you can make a prediction whether power or politics is being used, whether when this person will make high confidence error, when person will make low confidence error, when this department will make high confidence error, when this department will make a low confidence error, is any other department is playing politics with this organization, right. So in various kind of predictions that you can make, and then you can check in the reality what is happening. If the same pattern is there, you are getting the same kind of confirmation from the number of mistakes that are there, and you analyzed, and the same thing is reflecting, this person is making more high confidence error, this person is making low confidence error, right, same pattern is aligned with the rating one, then you can say yes, this data was correct. And the moment you have analyzed this data, you have understood when this person will make low confidence error, when this person will make the high confidence error. The moment you have understood this, I already said we will discuss for which type of error, which type of developmental activities should be planned, right. So as of now you already know 4 type of developmental activities are there, right. Job experience is there, online programs are there, self directed programs are there, full time course is there. So such kind of some developmental activities are there. So when you should train a person, or you should give which type of developmental activity you should align with low confidence error and high confidence error. So now you can calculate the percentage of people high confidence error, how many percent, what is the percentage of people are there in a department who are likely to commit high confidence error, low confidence error, and then you can make the development plan accordingly, and then you can decide for which activity, what is the percentage of the people will go, right, for a will undergo the developmental activity. So, this rating I always suggest, because this will help you to understand the employee's need better. But in this case, what do you have to do? You have to make a list of the skills for which you want to develop the employee. And second thing, you can make this list department wise also, ki what kind of skill level that you want to develop in a department also. So, these skills are there, rating is there. So, this rating will tell you the actual status of the skill set. If out of 5 most of the skills are getting the above average or towards the higher side of the rating, then you can say that for these type of skills we are not supposed to develop the people. These are not the top priority area. So, wherever people are getting the low performance rating as well as high, the skills are high in demand in a nature, because organization has to perform that job. So, then you can give a priority to those kind of skills to develop first, and then in a future you can think about some other skills also. So, that is how you can decide the priority for the various type of skills that you need to develop within the organization. So, that is how you can analyze the need of the employee and need of the department for various types of the developmental program in the organization, right. So, if employee is dealing with the customer, right, then you should take the customer feedback or customer rating also. If so, some of the organization that you will see, some people do not deal with the customer. Like, so if I take the example of hotel industry, so in a hotel industry 4 departments are there. One is a front office, right, second one is the service, F&B service, the food and beverage service, and third one is the housekeeping, right, and fourth one is the food production. These are the 4 major departments. But in the case of, if you have to develop the developmental plan for the accounts department in a hotel, right. So, most of the time you will see this accounts department people, they do not interact with the customers, right. So, in that case, that customer rating may not be that much effective. But in the case of this 4 department, front office, F&B service, housekeeping and food production, in these 4 department, customer feedback is very important, customer rating is very important, right, because they directly deal with the customer. So, so customer opinion about the skill of that particular department, skill opinion about particular skill about the department, opinion about the individual's skill, right. So, is very important for the growth of the organization and growth of that particular department and growth of that particular individual, right. So, that is what I am trying to make you understand when you are considering the rating, right, in 360 feedback. So, in that case, you may not consider the customer rating in the department of the accounts, right, you may not consider in that case, right, in order to develop the individual plan. But in the case of developing this front office, F&B service, housekeeping and food production, right. So, in these, for these employees, customer rating may be very important, right. So, you must consider the customer rating also for these departments. So, in the same way you can analyze the job profile, which type of people and who are those people who are directly dealing with the customer. So, if employees are dealing with the customer, then you should consider the customer rating also. If directly customers is not, employees are not dealing with the customer, then you should not consider the customer rating. But in the case of account department, what you can consider, you can consider the customer rating for the process of this accounting. You can ask the question related to the billing, right. So, individual, but that customer may not be aware about it, which person is doing the billing in the hotel, right, but that person has experience, this person has made a payment before a check-in and at the time of checkout also. So, whether that process was smooth or not. So, related, so when customers are not dealing directly with the customer, so you can take the customer rating for particular the process which is performed by the individual, right, and then overall feedback that you can take, and accordingly you can discuss with the employee. So that is how you can use the customer rating in order to develop the individual development plan. So when employees are dealing directly with the customer, directly take the customer rating for those employees. If not, then take the opinion about the processes which is performed by the employee, and then you can consider these customer rating for developing the individual plan also. Now let us come to the next aspect, that is the coach performance. The next, right. So coach performance, now you have to measure. So let us assume you are having the 10 coaches in the department, right. So under 10 coaches are there in one department. Under each course, each coach, 5 employees are being trained, right. Let us assume they are trained for 1 year. So after 1 year, what is the average performance rating of these 5 employees, right. And then second thing that you can say, employee satisfaction score. Employee satisfaction score, that is what you can write here. Calculate satisfaction within the organization, right, and for the coach also, for the coach whoever is giving the training. So satisfaction score, that is what you can write, and then you can write the average number of days that coaching provided, right. So if somebody provided the 30 days, 45 days, 50 days, so for how many days that training is provided. So if you can analyze this, so average rating, performance rating is improved, and employee satisfaction, both things are high. Employee satisfaction also high and performance rating also improved. So on the basis of this number, that you can decide the effectiveness of the coaching, right, effectiveness of the coaches, right. So if performance is high, satisfaction is high, so it indicates that that person was able to develop the employee for a particular skill, right. So that is what this thing that you can do. So in organization, one more thing that you can do, so department wise coaches that you can, coaching programs that you can analyze, as well as one more thing that you can see, sometimes some of the organization hire the coaches from the outside of the organization. So here you can do the comparison between internal coaches versus external coaches, right. So internal coaches versus external coaches. So in the case of internal coaches coaching program, what is the average performance rating and employee satisfaction, and what is the average performance rating in the case of external, right. So if you want to do the analysis, now IPL is going on. So in IPL you can identify the number of teams are there, right. So let us assume RCB is there, right, Rajasthan Royals is there, right. For each team you can identify the coach is internal means from India, or external, right. And now you can see the data that is available, that number, right, which they have scored till now, and the all players satisfaction, right. So that is what you can align, and in both cases if it is high, then you can, that is how you can check the effectiveness of the coaches, right, whether which type of coaches are more effective, whether internal coaches are effective or external coaches are effective. So accordingly you can take a decision whether you should hire the internal coach or you should hire the external coach for your organization employee. You cannot say that in my organization internal coaches are more effective, so other organization also internal coaches will be more effective. It is not necessary, because your organization is different, your priorities are different, your culture is different, your employees are different, and in another organization this culture, employee, situations, competitors, product, everything is different. So what suits to you may not be suitable for another organization, but you need to understand what suits to your organization, whether internal coaches suits to your organization or external coaches suits to your organization. So in that case you can measure this performance rating, satisfaction score, and number of employee that coaching is provided, right. and then you can do the analysis which type of coaches are more effective for your organization. So similarly, I would suggest to do the similar type of analysis for the in the case of the mentoring process also. That is what you can also do it, right? And that is one more thing that you can add into this: average promotion rate, right? So basically I am asking from one level to another level, how much time or how many years these employee take, right? Average number, like 5 employees are there and each of them have promoted from one level to another level the moment their developmental activity is over. So that also you can compare with one coach to the another coach. That is what you can compare. Employee productivity also, that you can add it, right? Employee productivity, that is what you can add it. And if somebody is working in the sales department, then achievement of that sales target, that also you can add it, right? So that is these are such, that is how you can develop some more parameter to understand the coaching program effectiveness and mentoring program effectiveness, right? So but this analysis, if you will be able to do it, then you will be able to understand which type of coaching and mentoring you should design for your organization. Internal coaching system that you should develop, or external coaching system, that is what you should develop. So this is the one decision that you can take it. Second decision that you can take it in term of the department, in one particular department, who is the best coach, right? So based on this data you can decide who is the best coach. So if you want to develop this developing plan, then which type of candidate you should give to which type of coach, that is what also you can do it. Because in an assessment you can assess the personality of the employees and coaches, and then you can assign these employees to the various types of the coaches, so that their alignment is there and satisfaction will be high, and transfer of that particular skill may be very smooth. So department wise you can identify the best coaches, best mentors through this system, and accordingly you can reward them, you can acknowledge them, right, in term for their coaching that they have done for the various types of the employee. And in future you can engage them more in coaching and training programs, right? So that is how you can assess the performance of the coaches, internal coaches, external coaches, and then you can rank them accordingly within the organization, right? Next thing that all of you would like to know, that how, what would be the outcome of the training and mentoring session, right? So now what I have done, I have divided these outcomes into three categories. So one is a dysfunctional, another one is a ineffective, and marginally effective. If you want to add one more, you can add one more, effective, right? So that is how you can divide these programs into four, outcome of the training program into the four categories. So ineffective, after the training program you saw deviance behavior has increased, right? And you saw increased turnover is there, people started leaving the, right? So that is the dysfunctional coaching and mentoring program. Although that skills might be increased, but still people are leaving the job, right? Deviance behavior, that non-compliance behavior has increased. So such kind of things are happening after the coaching and mentoring program within the organization. Then I would say this coaching and mentoring programs are dysfunctional, right? And second category that I keep, ineffective. So before coaching and mentoring, performance rating is performance rating before coaching and mentoring, and after coaching and mentoring is same, right? So if performance ratings are same before coaching and mentoring, and performance rating is same after coaching and mentoring, then such kind of programs that I keep under the ineffective category. If performance rating has increased in some of the cases, then I would say marginally effective. If drastically it has changed, it has improved, like somebody who was getting out of 5 just 1, and after coaching and mentoring started getting 4, 4.5, right, then you can say this is a training program which is very effective. So, one of the parameter that I suggest that you can use to check the effectiveness of the coaching and mentoring program is, that is the performance rating. So, based on this performance rating, how many people that have gone this is coaching and mentoring program, and before the coaching and mentoring what was their performance rating, and after the coaching and mentoring what is their performance rating. So, that is the one performance rating criteria, that is what you can use it. Second criteria that you can use, the changes in a behavior, right. So, any type of learning, so learning definition itself says that permanent change in a behavior. So, one person is learning, it means that person's behavior is getting changed. So, if you can see the positive behavioral changes, then also you can identify. So, attitude towards the job, that is what you can measure. Self efficacy of that person, that is what you can measure, right. Compliance to or adherence to rules and regulation of the organization, that is what you can measure. So, if you want to convert into the number, so number of complaints that you were getting before the coaching and mentoring and after, so that number of complaints that is about a person, number of error that person has committed, so number of error, that is what you can say. So, if these numbers of complaints, number of errors, it is reducing, then also you can say yes, coaching and mentoring session was effective. But if people are leaving the organization after the coaching and mentoring program, right, or their deviance behavior is increasing, their number of complaints are increasing, non-compliance behavior is increasing, in that case you can say that coaching and mentoring sessions were ineffective. So, whether you have to continue these coaching and mentoring sessions within the organization or not, right, the decision that you have to take. So, based on this analysis you can take this decision, right. So, you have understood the outcome of the training, coaching and mentoring program, you can analyze it, number of complaints, if complaints are increasing, so number of non-compliance behavior is increasing, deviance behavior is increasing, you found most of the coaching and mentoring programs are dysfunctional, then you should discontinue with such kind of coaching and mentoring program, or you should discontinue with such kind of coaches and mentors, you should not continue with them because they are dysfunctional, that effective outcome is not coming which was expected from the coaching and mentoring, right. But if you are finding that in most of the cases performance rating has increased and you found the coaches and mentors are effective, then you can promote such kind of coaches and mentoring programs within the organization for the effective development of the employees in the organization. So, that is how you can use the numbers in order to take some of the decision related to individual within the organization. So, I hope you would have learned about some more matrices related to the employee development. So, thank you.